श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an Insight, Episode 82. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan Brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. In the previous episode, we marveled at the divine sport of our Sainath Maharaj in drawing the two sparrows, Uddhavesh Bua and Pujya Shri Narasimha Swamiji, to Shiradi. Uddhavesh Bua, after his first darshan with Baba, continued his pilgrimage and finally reached his hometown. But after his introductory visit, he came to Shiradi very often. Devotees, you may recall that during their preliminary meeting, when Uddhavesh Bua asked Baba where and when he can find his Guru, Baba said, "You will realize in 5 years," and this happened during 1904. Then, sometime between 1906 and 1911, he was fortunate to meet the most ardent devotees of Baba, such as Nana Sahib Chandorkar, Janardhan Gondev Khandikar, and Baba Sahib Dev, alias B.V. Dev. These three devotees were already instrumental in bringing many devotees to Shiradi for Baba's darshan. These three were ever engrossed in the thoughts of Baba and took a lead in spreading Baba's mission to impart knowledge about one God, Sabka Malik Ek Hai. They shared the innumerable divine leelas of Shirdi Sai Baba, experienced by them and other devotees with Uddhavesh Bua. As Uddhavesh Bua heeded to the glory of Shirdi Sai Baba, it gave him a reassurance that his Guru must be Shirdi Sai Baba. He attained immense joy and peace by having Baba's darshan. Hence, he made frequent visits to Shirdi. His faith and love for Baba grew multifold. In the year 1906, when Uddhavesh Bua visited Shiradi, he was blessed with an incredible experience. Baba was seated on his asan, and as soon as the former stepped into Dwarakamayi, Baba said, "Come, Shamdas, it is good that you have come. Goda Bel Chavka, Ama se Betto Pavka," which means horses and bulls bite, but when they meet me, they become meek and gentle. Devotees might think that in this instance, Baba is recalling the first visit of Shyamdas as he rode on a wild horse that bit and kicked. But if we contemplate more on this, we might realize that Baba spoke in parables, and the term horse and bull denotes the 5 sense organs of a person which are wild and hard to control. They desire for pleasurable things and the mind has to restrain them, otherwise the senses decide the direction where the body has to go, and such a person can never attain self-realization. We have already discussed in detail on this subject by quoting from the sacred Bhagavad Gita, which clearly indicates the qualifications for attaining self-realization. Lord Krishna spoke of this in chapter 3, verse 43. So, when a person approaches Baba, Baba works in all dimensions, gross and subtle, appearing through visions and dreams and inner experiences, as well in his physical form. As the Supreme Master, Sainath Maharaj guides the spiritual unfoldment of his devotees. He inspires from within by directing all their senses on him with intense one pointed devotion. Then he illuminates the heart and transforms the mind and reveals the greatest of all treasures, the immortal Atma, the universal self abiding in every heart. Just like the magnifying glass draws the rays of sun on a single point and can set fire. To conclude, the assurance that Baba wished to give to Udavesh Buva through this parable is Shyamdas' senses were swaying like these wild horses and bulls, and now, upon reaching the abode of Baba, if he meditates upon Baba incessantly with complete faith and loving devotion, then all the senses can be curtailed and directed upon Baba, which in turn grants purity of mind, which is the basis for supreme knowledge. Then the knowledge of the self, that is the ultimate bliss, will be granted by Baba. Let us now heed to the fascinating experiences that were granted by Sainath Maharaj upon Shyamdas. Shyamdas, who always loved to go on pilgrimages to visit holy places and saints, now set out for Nadar with a group of pilgrims. The troop decided to climb the Girnar hill. This is a cluster of hills and peaks situated between Maharashtra and Gujarat in Junagadh to have the darshans of Lord Dattatreya Padukas, then Ambaji Tekdi, the temple dedicated to goddess Amba Devi atop the hill, and Gorakshaknath temple. Girnar Hill holds a special place for Lord Dattatreya devotees as the holy Padukas of Lord Datta is residing on the uppermost tongue of the Girnar. Hence, many devotees flock to have the darshan of the divine Padukas of the Lord and the other sacred temples situated on the hill. The trek to this hill is adventurous but serene, and the crest of the mountain is reached by a narrow and very steep flight of stairs by trekking for almost 3 to 4 hours. Some devotees chose to proceed up the mountain in a swing dolly from Taleti, that is the base of the mountain. A long ridge runs up and culminates in a rugged scarred rock on the top of which are the temples. A circumambulation of the hill is held annually. It is considered a very holy ritual like those at Mount Govardhan near Mathura and Arunachala in Tamil Nadu. It is advised to start the trekking around 5 a.m. or so to avoid the scorching sun. Otherwise, climbing becomes very tedious. Also, there is no possibility of getting water, so the devotees had to carry sufficient water bottles with them before they start their climb. Udavesh Buva and his group lodged in Junagadh on Wednesday night and chalked out a neat plan to climb the hill, and the day of the climb happened to be a Thursday. They had an early start, and being a Thursday, a day dedicated for the worship of Guru, they decided to have darshan of the deities first and then a meal. Shyamdas, before ascending the mountain, prayed to his beloved Guru Baba, upon whom his thoughts were ever engrossed. And lo, he clearly heard Baba say, "I am always with you." What a compassionate mother Sai Baba is. Devotees, the way Baba addresses his children is very peculiar, unique, and the best. Love overflows in his voice. For instance, he would call Madhavrao Deshpande as Shamya and Shyamdas as Shyamdas. One's heart would melt and get immersed in happiness upon hearing this loving and caring call of Baba. So, when Shyamdas heard that sweet pronouncement of Baba, he became cheerful and began to climb up the hill. Nearly 30 to 40 steps were rather steep, high, and were very difficult to trek. It is believed that there are around 10,000 steps from the base to the last temple on the highest peak. The heat of the day was intense. The sun was beating on him with full intensity, and Shyamdas was 4 to 5 steps ahead of the group, and the water they brought was over. Still, there were 200 to 300 steps in front of him. He felt extremely exhausted and his throat was parched. He felt dizzy and fell. When the group reached him, they found that he had fallen to the left. Had he fallen a bit to the right, there would have been no trace of him, as there was a deep ravine. He was found unconscious and his mouth was frothing, probably had a heat stroke. He had not sustained any injury from the fall, but few scratches and a grazed knee. Quickly, a lady by name Tarabai and the group came to his rescue. Tarabai immediately sat down next to him, placed his head on her lap, and began to fan him with a piece of cloth. The groups gathered and wondered what can be done. The dire need of water was evident, but they could not find any source around them. There was nothing other than the steps that would lead to the top of the hill. So they decided that one of them had to retrace the steps to the bottom of the hill and fetch some water. Again, that was not an easy task, as it was extremely hot and everyone were already exhausted. But someone must take the lead, otherwise Udavesh Bua's situation will become worse. While they were deciding upon who could descend, just then they saw a Gosavi who had a huge pot of water and making his way towards them. These Gosavis are great worshippers. There are various sects in their community which is based on the path of worship they adhere to. In some temples of goddesses, the Gosavi of the Giri sect will be the priest of the temple. And now the Gosavi sannyasi from Ramadasi sect was approaching the group carrying a big pot of water over his shoulders and addressed to Tarabai thus: Mother, give the child this water. Sprinkle some on his face and head, and he will gain conscious. So saying, he handed over the pot of water and further added, Make sure he drinks all the water. I have some work, so let me go now and will meet you when you return. Saying so, the Gosavi had ascended. Then Tarabai and others diligently followed the instructions of the Gosavi. They sprinkled some water on Udavesh Bua's face and head. He slowly gained consciousness and inquired what had happened. They briefed him, and pointing to the Gosavi, who had ascended about 20 steps or so, they said it was he who helped them at the right moment by getting this water, whereas Uddavesh Bua couldn't see his face but just his back. By then, the Gosavi disappeared. The group gave Udavesh all the water to drink, and it took an hour for him to get back to normal. They resumed their trekking and had wonderful darshan of Lord Dattatreya Padukas, Goddess Amba Devi, and Gorakshaknath. The entire group was wondering and talking amongst themselves. Who was this Gosavi? Why and how did he bring the water for Uddavesh? And how specific were his instructions? Discussing thus, they began to descend the hill, and Uddavesh Bua's eyes were searching to have a glimpse of that Gosavi. When they reached the spot where he slipped and fell, Uddavesh Bua sat there and wished to wait for the Gosavi to convey his humble thanks for the timely help. By then it was 4 p.m. His heart was throbbing to meet the Gosavi. Moreover, the Gosavi said he would meet them during their return, so he was certain that he could get a chance to see him, so sat down for nearly an hour. As it was getting late and was already 5 p.m., close to dusk, everyone in the group were tired and hungry as they were fasting the whole day. So they urged Udavesh Bua to continue the descent. Reluctantly, Uddavesh Bua agreed, and they began to descend the hill and reached Junagadh Gaon at the bottom of the hill. Whereas Uddavesh's eyes were searching for Gosavi, he was certain that it was Sainath Maharaj who had come in the guise of Gosavi to save him. Had not Baba assured him at the commencement of his journey, I am always with you? So, Uddavesh Bua wanted to have the divine darshan of Baba, who disguised himself as Gosavi on this sacred hill. Now everyone compelled Uddavesh Bua to join them for meals, and all ate and went to sleep. But he could not tolerate the feeling of not having met his Guru who had saved his life, who always comes running to his devotees in times of need, who gives his loving assurances. In fact, during one of his visits, Baba had assured him, saying, I stand behind and in front of you always and at all times. Now, to keep up his words, he has come this far. Where is Shiradi and where is Girnar? Yet, all compassionate Guru is always at hand to help her child. All these thoughts cropped up in his mind. He was sobbing uncontrollably. Sai, you came to give me water when I was lying unconscious, and everyone saw your divine form except me. Now I am doing well because of your loving grace. I want to see you, Baba. I want to offer my humble pranams to you. Why did you not appear to my eyes? I alone could not see your divine form in this holy hill. Uddavesh Bua became so tired, and with a heavy heart he cried himself to sleep. That night, around 4 a.m., lo, Baba appeared in his dream and spoke thus, Are Shyamdas, don't cry like this. There is a lot of work to be done. You will know in future. Now get up. These loving assurances and appearance of Baba in dream comforted him a lot. They continued their pilgrimage and completed it without any hassle. Few months later, Uddavesh Bua went to Shiradi for Baba's darshan, and as soon as he entered the Dwaraka Mai, Baba said, Come, Shyamdas. Didn't I give you a lot of water to quench your thirst? Udavesh Bua's happiness reached no bounds. Heart to heart he said, "Oh, my all compassionate Mother Sai is ever with me. What else is wanting for me in this life?" With these thoughts in mind, he ran towards Baba and laid his head at Baba's feet and washed them with tears of joy. Through this divine sport, Baba confirmed Udavesh Bua that it was he who appeared in the form of Gosavi at Girnar Hill to give him water. Placing his grace bestowing hand on his head, Baba gave him Udi. As usual, the devotees present in Dwarakamai were pondering upon the conversation and the reaction of Baba and Udavesh Bua. Similar remarkable Leela was transpired by Baba to Nana Sahib Chandorkar while the latter trekked on Harishchandra Hill, wherein Baba provided water to quench the thirst of Nana. These two Leelas reminds me of the divine play of Lord Krishna granting a boon to sage Utanga that he would find water whenever he needed it. These Leelas have been already discussed in the earlier episodes, hence we shall continue to heed to other captivating Leelas related to Udavesh Bua in the next episode. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.